some of the biggest stars in basketball leave college early to play in the NBA. But 30 years ago, no one was allowed in the NBA until they turned 21, until Spencer Haywood changed the game forever.
Haywood, and a foul and a basket will count.
Haywood, one rebound after the other.
He can score at will. He can do anything he wants to do on the floor, and he knows that.
Spencer grew up in poverty in Mississippi, but when his family moved to Detroit, he emerged as a high school basketball star. And in 1968, while still a teenager, Haywood was selected for the U.S. Olympic basketball team.
19-year-old Spencer Haywood of Trinidad Junior College, the youngest lad ever to make an American Olympic basketball team, is the star of this one.
To this day, I'll never forget him driving to the hoop, and he dunked over them. You know, the one-handed swoop, the Connie Hawkins, the Julius Erving, the Michael Jordan type of move, and it took your breath away. And right then and there, you knew that this guy was something special.
Needing a way to support his mother and 10 brothers and sisters, Spencer, after 2 years in college, signed an enormous contract with the Denver Rockets of the ABA. He became the first underclassman to play in a professional league. Though just 19, he dominated the ABA.
I was Rookie of the Year, Most Valuable Player, leading scorer, leading rebounder, Most Valuable Player in the All-Star games.
Best guy in the league, no question. I mean, just not in awards, he was the best by far.
After his sensational rookie season in Denver, Spencer tried to jump leagues and play for the Seattle Supersonics. His case went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Haywood was opposed by the NBA, which was trying to preserve its rule that no underclassmen could enter the league.
That was a trying time for me, and it was, being the first, it was a hard time. And then, you're sticking your neck out there, it's tight.
After missing most of the 1971 season, Spencer won his battle. The Supreme Court ruled that he had the right to play in the NBA. Haywood brought his blend of size, speed, and agility to the Sonics.
Sensational play, one of the game's all-time plays.
He was named to 4 All-Star teams and led Seattle to the playoffs under fabled coach Bill Russell.
He used a lot of spin moves, which now you see the guards using. Well, he was a forward using those moves, and so that made him very effective.
Number one, he was so big, and he was very graceful, so you really needed a lot of help on him, with him being an offensive player.
Here you had this raw, explosive player who could score, who could block shots, who could run the floor. We hadn't seen a player like that.
After the 1975 season, Haywood was traded to New York, where fans looked to him to revive the Knicks championship tradition.
Spencer came in as an individual that was expected to just carry the franchise.
But those high expectations soon faded. It was clear that Haywood alone could not restore the Knicks' glory.
They didn't have a team around them, so it was very difficult for them.
They said, well, you're gonna be the Bill Bradley. I was the small forward. Then they switched and said, now I want you to play the David DeBusschere type. You're gonna be that one. Then later, I'm gonna be Willis Reed. And I was never Spencer Haywood.
As his time with the Knicks became a disappointing struggle, Spencer was increasingly drawn to the temptations of New York.
When he was in Seattle, he was in a much more secure environment. When he came to New York, he was able to get caught up in the lifestyle.
Haywood's attraction to the jet-set lifestyle led to an 8-year spiral of substance abuse, and his once world-class skills quickly diminished. Traded from team to team, he found himself out of the league by age 33, a has-been who could have been one of the greatest ever.
I watched myself go from a player of great potential to a nothing of a player.
But after going through rehab, Spencer began to turn his life around. He returned to Detroit and started his own foundation, teaching job skills to inner-city residents.
And thank you so very much for all the opportunities you've provided.
Yeah, well, we got the grant this morning for the public housing to do this program and other programs as well. When I see people in the computer classes and I see people in different programs, I see people in this apartment complex who are now getting a fresh start, that's me.
With his life back on track, Spencer also has the satisfaction of knowing his legacy has been recognized.
Dr. J and I got a chance to sit down and we was talking about our career. And he also said, I never thanked you for what you did for me. And I was like, what did I do for you? He said, no, I'm talking about the hardship. I never thanked you.
Particularly the younger fellows don't realize what he did to embellish their careers and make their opportunities a lot more open.
Looking back